Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, look at this. Hello. Good morning, handsome. How you doing? Have you seen this stuff about the fog? Okay, you gotta tell me. Have you seen this stuff about the fog? Do we know about the fog? Nope, nope. Just me talking to my friends. Every time I get on this damn phone, they think that I'm talking to their mama. Like I don't ever talk to somebody else. Other people call me. They don't though. They just exposing me as per usual. Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody is doing well. I know it's a little bit early. I know I'm never on this feller so early, but y'all. Oh, you don't know about the fog. Oh, okay. So listen. First, let me just preface this by saying your girl has been talking about all this shit for months. Okay, so what years with the weather manipulation, all this craziness. Christmas Eve, I believe it was, either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I saw all kinds of stuff all over social media about how everybody was getting sprayed, right? Yeah, contrails or chemtrails. You don't have to accept it if you don't want, but at this point, the government's already declassified documents that admit to it. So you're just willfully blind or ignorant at this point if you don't accept it, but it is what it is. So, moving on from that, I saw it with my very own eyes. I can't remember. I have to ask Ryan if it was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but one or the other, they were going hard. I mean, nothing but spray all over the sky. I've never seen anything like it in my life. When I tell you never seen anything like it, I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Hand to God, never seen anything like it. I've seen a lot of chemtrails. Okay, I've known like they're trying to start a storm or something like unquestionably before, right? Never like this. I mean, it was like almost a cloudy day with no sun in the sky type stuff just from chemtrails. It was ridiculous. Okay. So then we start experiencing fog. That next morning, a fog rolled in, unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. I've seen fog plenty of times. We are a perfect example of fog. The Smoky Mountains, they call them smoky, the smoke, quote unquote, in the Smoky Mountains is fog. We see it roll over the mountains almost every single day, all times of the year, right? We get fog in the valley, plenty, 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 plenty. I understand fog. Let me start by saying that. I'm not an idiot. I know what fog looks like. Okay, I've driven through fog. I know what it looks like in light. I have gone up to fog, like gone into an area of dense fog. I've smelled it, I've touched it. It feels like suspended moisture, which is exactly what it is. Suspended moisture in the air. It's what it feels like. When you inhale fog, regular, normal fog, it's almost like an inhaler, like one of those minty inhalers. It's like a fresh breath because of the moisture that's in the air. If you've ever, you know, if you know, I don't really know a better way to explain it, but you know, if you know, right? Apparently, though, this is not something that is unique to me, not even close. Apparently, this is now a thing at this point. Let me show you this. Throw me a thumbs up if you can hear this video, first of all. Can you hear it? Could you hear it for 2 seconds that it was going on anyway? Okay, I think you can hear it. If I'm not mistaken, you can hear it. I'm gonna turn this all the way up. Actually, just to make sure, hold on. Let me do this. Because I have an earbud in right now for some unknown reason. All right, let me do that just to make sure. Here we go. Here we go.
Seen all over the United States at early hours of the morning, and people are getting concerned. Like in this video here, you
This
can
is
see there's all
Florida.
kinds of little particles floating around, and it doesn't act or smell like normal fog. People are concerned that it might be chemical fog. 40
Do you
states
see
have
those
reported
particles?
seeing this fog, and here you can see it kind of looks a little bit more like normal fog. That's because it's being lit by the light in the sky. But when it's darker and you use a flashlight, then you can see it's little particles that are floating around. It doesn't usually come at night, but only in the early hours of the morning, like from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. And people
And
are
that's when we
saying
saw
it's
it
happened in
early.
cities where they've seen the drones flying around, and they're kind of concerned that it has something to do with it. But I think the thing
Which,
that's
like,
concerning
no
most
lie, no
people.
cap. There was quite a few videos I saw on social media that was talking about how they saw drones, the drones, quote unquote, the government distractions, actually spraying things. I saw probably 4 or 5 videos where people were like, I'm not crazy. These drones were spraying shit. Makes sense, right?
Was the fact that it has a very distinct and weird smell, sort of like chemicals. Dense fog is one thing, but when they introduce a new smell, that raises reason for concern. But
Mm,
it's this video right here that I find the most
creepy.
frightening because those particles do not look normal to
They're
me.
not.
But what do you guys think, and have you seen any fog in your town? Mysterious.
So now, if you didn't know, you know.
Okay, unless
This right here is Secret Service Sam. Even he's talking about it. He's actually in the Secret Service. I don't know if you follow him or not.
you're living under a rock, there is a fog that
There
is
is a
everywhere,
fog.
apparently. I saw a TikToker in the UK showing everyone, she's like, we haven't had this much fog for this long and my throat is hurting me. It's been like this for 5 days.
Oh yeah, I
Now,
forgot to mention. That's also the other thing is everybody is talking about how suddenly after this fog they're becoming sick. I don't know if y'all have been on my lives for the past couple days. Almost every time I've had to address it because I know there's gonna be people being an asshole in the comments. Like we have been allergic to life. Me, both my kids, we've had to be taking medicine. I don't give them medicine unless they have to take it. Good morning, Justin. We're talking about the fog. You doing all right this morning? I don't just give my kids medicine, right? They're going to be cycle breakers, chain breakers. I don't do that. They have had to have it for the past few days. There's little snot machines, okay? I am sniffly. I can barely breathe. I feel it in my throat. Now, it could just be allergies. I'm not even saying it's related. It could just be allergies. I have bad allergies every year. This time of year, though, it's rough to have bad allergies. It's weird, right? Seems weird to me anyway. Have you heard anything about this fog, Justin, or is this new to you as well? Apparently, a lot of people haven't heard about it. And I feel like I didn't hear about it on this scale until recently. I didn't really realize it was a whole thing. I saw the weird fog in my area. Oh goodness, sorry. There's people saying they see it day and night. It's there days at a time. We didn't see that. We saw some strange fog in the morning. You hear things? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's been so weird. I'm gonna play for you. Hold on. This video.
mysterious fog
Do you see this
being
fog
seen all
in
over the United
Florida?
States at early hours in the
What do
morning,
you
and
mean?
people are getting concerned. Like in this video
It looks
here,
like
you can see there's
sawdust.
all kinds of little particles floating around, and it
Is that
doesn't.
not some of the craziest shit you've ever seen in your life, right? So, also, there's been a couple of times Ryan also notices things always on deck, on point, noticing things, right? We're both observant people. Sometimes he beats me to the observing. There's been 2 or 3 times where he's been like, come outside and look at this. This is not when it's raining. This is not when they've been mowing. This is just a normal night, still air, not super windy. And he'll like shine his phone flashlight and you can see particles drifting through the air. This is not the time of year where the air does that. It's not, the bees pollinating the plants. It's nothing like that. It's abnormal for there to just be heavy stuff in the air that's literally just floating around. It's crazy, right? I was just talking about the chemtrails. Literally, that's what I started with because see, for me, this particular weirdness started. It was either I can't remember if it was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but one or the other. They were tearing the sky up from first thing in the morning all freaking day. Like they did not want us to see something up there. I'm talking, there were chemtrails all over the freaking sky. Like nobody could try and tell me it was a contrail. I don't even know how that many planes would have been up in the airspace without colliding. Like some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life, right? Some of the most blatant shit I have ever seen in my life. And it was that next morning after that day, so it was either Christmas or the day after Christmas, where the fog rolled in here. And it's been foggy a couple mornings, but it wasn't to the point where I was like, what the hell? That's weird, especially for this time of year, right? Except that one morning after they were spraying the chemtrails. That one morning afterwards, I was like, okay, that's really dense fog. Like, we were in the mountains, maybe. Like I said, we live in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. Up in the Smoky Mountains, fog will be so bad in some areas of the elevation you can't see 5 foot in front of you. That's different. This fog looked weird. It's just been weird. People who were like encountering it and going out in it are saying it smells weird. I haven't been able to breathe for days, so I couldn't tell you if I smelled anything weird. People are saying they're sick. We have allergies. I'm like, what's really going on here? No, they're not. I went on a whole rant, but because I'm a high school dropout, people don't think I understand a condensation trail. I'm like, the only evidence I need to see is that the condensation trail randomly starts and stops, right? I understand that they can do that, especially like fighter jets. They can release the smoke when it's like an air show and stuff like that. I get that, but it's different. The mechanism is different, and it's a regular commercial airplane does not do that. Like, or even a little crop duster plane does not do that. Like, it, I can't. So yeah, I mean, anybody that's, I mean, plus the CIA has already declassified documents saying they have been seeding clouds since like the 80s. Like, and that's what they're willing to publicly admit. So how long has it really been going on? Right? There are entire states and countries who have, hell, South Korea admitted a few years ago they've been seeding clouds for decades. Like they basically, any like the Winter Olympics were coming in, they didn't want any storm, they seeded the clouds. Like they just do it like it's any given Sunday, right? It's crazy. At this point, if people deny that chemtrails are a thing, like I say, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I feel like you're choosing to either be blind or willfully ignorant because our own government has said, yeah, we do that. Yep, we do it. And you're just like, no, it's not a thing. Okay. It's crazy.
Okay, unless what if I told?
I'm trying to find this one big. Oh, now, I like I mentioned something about the end times in the title, right? This TikToker is going over um, a passage from the Bible talking about a darkness, right? And relating it to the fog. Now, I can totally understand where they're coming from because, as she points out, in the Bible, biblically, when they talk about darkness and a darkness set upon and a darkness fell over, they don't normally, or at least always, mean like a physical darkness, an absence of light. Usually, it's some type of a metaphor of like there was sin, a sin fell upon them, a scourge, a plague fell upon them, like their souls were corrupted, that kind of darkness. That's the type of darkness historically the Bible usually is talking about, right? And even in this passage we see here, it's talking about darkness covering the earth, and the thick darkness is over the people, but the Lord rises upon you and his glory appears over you. I mean, that could be fog. I could see that, right? Makes perfect sense to me. Was it Christmas Day or Christmas Eve that they were tearing up the sky? I couldn't remember. Okay, he can't remember either, but it was one or the other. Oh, I love how you know, sir. According to my son,
What's up?
my 4-year-old, it was
You
Christmas
think
Eve.
I'm standing in the snow, but I'm not.
Huh.
This is actually fog,
Look at this fog.
if you can believe that. There's my dog right
Look at
there,
that dog.
about 15 feet from me. This is not natural at all.
This is
This is
fog.
outrageous.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, this message is going out to anybody that's in the fog. If you have any electrical testing equipment like a voltmeter or anything like that, you can
Oh,
test if there's
dang.
electricity in that fog. I'd love to know. Also,
Did you hear
anybody
that?
that has any biometric testing
Hold
equipment,
on. Let me back it up.
out to anybody that's in the fog. If you
I'm
have
gonna know
any
where my
electrical
internet.
testing equipment like a voltmeter
That's a
or
good
anything like
point.
that, you can test if there's electricity in that fog. I'd love to know. Also, anybody that has any biometric testing equipment,
Oh, can you
test.
not test if there's any kind of charge though, or would it not have a charge if it's not grounded?
You would know if there was electricity.
I mean, couldn't they be electrically charged particles?
They were
Like
electrically
the
charged
small.
particles floating through. It'd be busting these damn
Okay,
transformers.
well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's basically an EMP, is what that is. Fuck up the grid and everything. There's electronic.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Good point, good point, good point. It was just a thought. It was just a thought. Ryan says, you dumb. Okay, I heard. This guy must be dumb too. It was just a thought. It was just a thought.
It's really strangely foggy in Southwest Florida.
The fact that a lot of this is happening in Florida is.
This
Look!
is not fog.
Look at this. This one's,
in Southwest
yeah.
Florida. It's
This
not
one
so
at least looks a little bit more like fog, but fog, yeah, I know. You can't wait until the world ends. Listen, it may be coming sooner than we think. I mean, look at all this crazy stuff that's been happening. This is the thing. I've been saying end times are coming forever. I feel like I'm far from the only one because look at all the biblically accurate shit happening around the world right now. Like, it talks about huge scourges and all this crazy. I know, I know. Everybody thinks
coined that term.
right. They did. It was propaganda. Yeah. So anyway, it's like, all this crazy stuff is happening. We have all these, the storms are getting worse. Like, just all this crazy stuff is going on. And now there's this fog. And see, this is so weird because it's like, where is this coming from? Well, I mean, they could do the chemtrails. And I don't know if you've ever sat and watched a chemtrail, but they will spray the stuff and it literally over time, a condensation trail, a contrail will fade out. It'll fizz out, right? It will be absorbed. Yeah, quickly. Yeah, thank you. Quickly, it will dissipate. However, these damn chemtrails literally just floof out and they become clouds. Like, if you sit and watch them far enough.
But the contrails dissipate.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right, they stick around. They're like heavy in the air. Yeah, I know. I've mentioned how the CIA declassified all these documents. They admit they've been cloud seeding for years. Yeah, I'm just talking to my friends. Okay.
They got a fucking website about it. Shows
I
you
know.
what they're doing.
I know. I've already mentioned that.
On the one that says others. They won't let you click on that.
Well, of course. I mean, I'm surprised they declassified as much as they did. They didn't count on people actually going to look. Stop.
The shit that they're spraying.
Talk to your friend.
They can hear you. You can say hi.
I mean, it's got aluminum, barium, magnesium.
Hi.
They're not going to say hi back, dear. I can't with these kiddos.
What are you doing?
They're watching me show them the fog. So anyway, yeah, all this crazy stuff that's been happening. Amen. This is just the craziest thing, and like I've been seeing. Come on, baby. I've been seeing a few TikToks about it and a few like Facebook posts, etc. Come on, a few YouTube videos, and I thought it was like, come on. I thought it was like somewhat isolated. I thought there was a couple places where it was happening. Blah blah blah. Right? It's not. This shit is happening all over the U.S. and even in other countries.
I seen weird shit in the sky last night.
Oh yeah, you were telling me that. A really bright star? I've seen that. Yeah. Rich said hi. Oh yeah, I know. It's a bunch of weird shit been in the sky. I've been seeing all kinds of weird shit, and I'm like, you know what? There's always some damn satellite moving around. Okay, look. Rich said hi. I'm gonna find you some candy. Okay, just give me a minute here. Maybe if you're really good, I'll find you some candy. He said hi. See. Facebook pushing the agenda. I can't hardly get on there. I know. Not like they haven't already admitted that in front of Congress, right? Like, oh yeah, and the wind has been insane. Like the other day. Watch out.
It gets really freaking windy and then it just goes like
silent.
For like
Yeah.
5 hours and all of a sudden it's just like
yeah. Even the other day when the storms were about to be coming through, the wind was insane. It wasn't like, and it's got to be damn near 60 degrees. Y'all, it is New Year's Eve. What is happening? Like, I know that this is like our severe weather season, okay, down here in the Southeast. And so in Dixie Alley, they call it. So this is really the time of year historically from like end of November to May-ish is really our severe weather season when we can look forward to naders and stuff like that. So like I get it's been warm, it can be warm. That's how we get the severe weather, right? But like this is starting to be a regular thing, right? This isn't like a 2 or 3 day event where there were some storms, they were severe, and then it pushed the cold front through and we're done like it normally is. Friggin' New Year's Eve, okay? it has been at least 50 for weeks. Like, we haven't had a day or even a night colder than 40 for weeks. Hey, fair, Justin. That's also fair. We getting old. What, and like, everybody will try and convince you that the storms are not getting worse. I don't know why everybody tries so hard to convince us of this, but everybody's like, no, the storms aren't getting worse. The storms aren't getting worse, right? Anybody who's been interested in storms for a very long time, who say followed Reed Timmer's Storm Chasers back in the day when it was still on television, right, knows that those guys would go out crazy as hell, zest for life, right, hunting tornadoes, and they would chase not even an entire nadir season. They would chase the entire calendar year, like 300 plus days out of the year. They might get 2 tornadoes, right? If they were lucky. Now, those same people, some of them, at least Reed Timmer, all these other storm chasers, come out here and they chase in, right? And they'll get a tornado every time there's a weather event. Like, and I don't want to hear nothing about how there's more phones, it's how we captured them more. But especially in the great doctor Reed Timmer's case, that's not true because he was having cameras follow him around, an entire camera crew documenting his experience back then. So this is not something that's just like, oh, well, we see them more. We have more cameras now because he literally for years had a camera crew follow him around.
So many people are acting like they've never seen fog before. Social media has been flooded with videos from across the country of
Let's
people
listen to this
experiencing
guy.
dense fog. There are even some
Yes.
wild conspiracy theories
Yeah.
popping up about
There
this.
it is. There it is.
I'm
There's the
here to
word
tell you
conspiracy
there's
theories.
nothing to worry about, and the fog
Oh,
is
thank God
totally
we can
normal
trust you,
this
right?
time of year. However, in recent days, nearly a third of the United States population and parts of 27 states have
40.
experienced dense
40
fog.
states at
This
least.
has been a record-breaking fog, as the United States has not been this foggy in the last 2 decades.
2 decades, that's it.
So
A lot
what's
of us have
causing
been
this
older than
fog
that.
outbreak?
We've been
Well,
around longer than
there
that.
is a storm drawing tremendous amounts of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico over
Like we've
top
never seen
a
that.
shallow layer of cooler air left behind by last week's Arctic blasts.
Yeah, but cool air don't
This is called
stagnate.
advection.
See, this is where people fuck up, is they really think that us as the population is so dumb and complacent that we will just automatically believe this. They think they can give us some stupid explanation like, oh, this Arctic blast came through last week and it's still there, so the fog is holding on to it. Respectfully, get the fuck out of here. Quite respectfully. Don't insult my intelligence, right? You don't want to fucking hit me with some woods, Arctic air, and we're drawing in moisture from the Gulf of Mexico to somebody who's been studying storms and weather patterns for decades. Okay? I'm no doctor. I'm no meteorologist, but I know that's bullshit from jump. Okay? I know that's bullshit. So you can try again. It's this, it's the propaganda. It's automatically, it's not just, it's not pockets of the population that have some strange ideas. Automatically conspiracy theorists, automatically they have to push the propaganda that we're dumb, that we're wearing a tinfoil hat, that we're all just, we don't know what the hell we're talking about. It's not like we could be educated people with an opinion that disagrees. We can't be that. No, never, never that. We're conspiracy theorists and we're crazy. This shit makes me crazy right here. It's this.
This fog has caused many flight delays and car accidents due to low visibility, so be careful.
Flight delays.
This
There have been 6 plane crashes all over the world in the past week. You don't see them on the news though, do you?
fog should be
Interesting.
clearing out for most people by now, making way for an Arctic blast that's about to hit the same region that has been experiencing the dense fog in the coming days. Many states will be experiencing sub-zero temperatures. This is going to make for a cold start to the new year for
So
many
you,
people.
so what you're telling me? Just hold up. So what you're telling me is the last Arctic blast that came through. Those are even the words that he said came through. Somehow stuck around. It was an Arctic blast of air, but it settled over at least 40 of the continental United States to the point where this dense heavy fog could stick to it. This Arctic blast, which in the name implies it's just moving along, right? Now, however, there's another Arctic blast that's going to come through that's going to make sure that all of the fog goes away. Does this make any fucking logical sense to anybody? Am I the stupid one? Please tell me. Does this make logical sense? Am I crazy? You can tell me. I won't be offended. Somebody needs to help me out here because I'm like, bruh, can we at least act like we got some sense? Like, pretty please, in our head? Can we be just open minded enough that our brain doesn't fall out, but that we're open to new ideas? Like, how you gonna tell me? How you finna tell me some shit like this? I'm insulted. I can't with
This
this.
is Daytona Beach Shores, Florida at 1:45 p.m. today, and you can see the
That's
fog rolling in from two
weird.
directions, but not in the middle part here where I'm about to show you.
Now that's
And
weird.
then the next video that's about to come up right after this one is the balcony view, and you can't even. A friend of mine sent me a video of someone sending a
Oh,
drone up above the.
that and that. Why don't you just do a simple little Google search of holograms and fog or smoke? That too.
Fog, and you are not going to believe it. Hold on. Now just watch. The drone is going up, and then things are about to get a little bit weird. Watch as it turns. They're gonna zoom in on something. What does it look like? Tell me when they zoom in. What is that off in the distance? And they're gonna do it again in another spot. Well, what do we have here? What did that look like to you? Do you remember the old videos where they were making clouds and there was like a smokestack that was up in the sky? If so, what is that sitting on top of? But let's discuss something else about holograms and what they're doing. It's in the beta phase right now. A hologram works by splitting a laser beam in two parts. One beam reflects off the other object you want to capture, while the other acts as a reference beam. But does it work well with fog?
It
When
does.
used with fog, a hologram essentially projects an image onto a screen created by the fog particles, allowing the 3D image to appear to float in the air.
How
This
interesting.
technique is often called a fog screen projection and is commonly used in theatrical settings to create dramatic visual
Interesting.
effects. Yeah, it didn't smell natural. It didn't look natural because it wasn't, allegedly.
Now we've moved on to talking about holograms. I mean, imagine you could just essentially project into this fog anything. I mean,
Oh, go look up at the projection shit they got in China and shit.
I
Made it
know.
look like the fucking real goddamn dragon flying around.
Yeah, if y'all have seen, if you don't have
Crazy shit
TikTok,
they can do.
I'm gonna need you to be on TikTok. Oh my gosh, it's Miri. How are you doing, Miri? I'm so glad to see you have come to the. Have you heard about the fog, Miri? Have you heard, Unk? Because we're talking about the fog,
They can
and
literally
it's
split
getting
the sky
weird
and look
around
like
here.
it's coming back.
I mean, holograms, the things they can do with holograms these days is scary. It's quite terrifying, to be honest. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you've heard of I knew you would have heard about it. I knew you would have heard about it. Like, anybody who thinks at this point that the fog is natural, we just listen to this guy. Listen, I'm gonna take you back, Mary, so that you've got to hear
So
this.
many people
This guy is trying to debunk. Okay, negative. I totally understand. I did not want to get TikTok for so long, forever. I know they have their own agenda. I totally understand that some people hate it. However, I do find that it and X, formerly known as Twitter, are like the only two places you can find real things anymore, because it's like the only two places where people are not at least heavily pushing their own agenda, whether it be politically or conspiratorially or whatever you want to think, right? Yeah, we love YouTube, we do, but we know they shadow ban. They got a heavy hand with that shadow banning. Okay, now Mary, I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen to this dude insult our intelligence hard. Okay, you're not even ready.
acting like they've never seen fog before.
We've
Social
never seen
media
fog.
has been flooded with videos from across the country of people experiencing dense fog. There are even some wild conspiracy theories popping up about this. I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about, and the
Nothing
fog
to worry.
is totally normal this time of year.
Move it right
However,
along.
in recent days, nearly a third of the United States population and parts of 27 states have experienced dense fog. This has been a record breaking fog, as the United States has not been this foggy in the last 2 decades. So, what's causing this
We've been
fog
around
outbreak?
longer than 2
Well,
decades.
there is a storm drawing.
No, no, listen. This is where I know, with all of my storm studying experience, he's completely and totally and utterly full of shit. See if you can spot the lag.
Tremendous amounts of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico overtop a shallow layer of cooler air left behind by last week's Arctic blasts. This is called advection fog. This fog has caused many flight delays and car accidents due to low visibility, so be careful out there. This fog should be clearing out for most people by now, making way for an Arctic blast that's about to hit the same region that has been experiencing the dense fog in the coming days. Many states will be experiencing sub-zero temperatures.
Yeah, blah, blah,
This is
blah,
going
blah.
to make for a cold start.
So, did you catch, first and foremost, where he told us that it's the conspiracy theorists among us, the crazy people in the tinfoil hats who think this? See, this is how you know that it's propaganda. Is when somebody's automatically trying to make somebody else feel crazy, aka gaslighting the shit out of you, aka what the government and its operatives are best at. You can usually know that that is the person you don't need to be listening to. See, because most people who have sense in their head are open to new ideas, right? They're open-minded enough to at least listen. I mean, this is thousands of people across at least 40 of the continental United States, at least, and several other countries that are saying this. And you're just going to treat us all like we're stupid and we're crazy. All of us? What about all the people that are getting sick? What about that? Are they crazy? This is not just people who act hoarse when they make a video. This is people showing that they have 104-degree temperatures. People showing themselves in a hospital bed, hooked up to monitors. I mean, yeah, it's that time of year where people get sick. Come on now. Could it all be one big coincidence? Maybe, possibly. I don't tend to believe in coincidence, but I guess anything is possible. I just know it's really weird timing. And see, here's the thing that messes him up with this whole, oh, it's advection fog, right? Like he mentioned, it's people all over the United States, right? This is denser than fog has been, I know, as a matter of fact, at least my entire lifetime. Some of y'all have been around longer than me. Maybe you can speak up and tell me if you've ever seen fog like that. Tell me if you've ever seen fog that looks like sawdust, right? Usually, and this is another thing, unless it's a windy day, fog is usually almost stagnant. The little moisture droplets are barely moving unless they move along the wind. They don't sit here and fly around everywhere. Exactly. Nobody's denying fog is a real thing. As I said at the beginning of the stream, and as you know, I live in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. Hold on. What? No. No, it's not Mama. These kids. I live in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. The reason they call it the Great Smoky Mountains is the smoke, quote unquote, is fog. Literally, almost every morning, almost 365 days a year, fog blankets those mountains because of the weather patterns, because of the mountains holding the heat and it's residual, and the fog comes when the cool air lifts. That, for scientific reasons, fog happens there, which means down here in the valley, we experience some level of fog a lot. Fog is not strange to us. It's not a phenomenon we don't experience often. I also know when I see fog that's weird, when it's different, right? And it's very strange that when we saw our fog in this area, it just so happened to be after a day that they were spraying these skies over us like they was trying to kill us. There were more chemtrails in the sky. It was covered. I should have taken a picture of it. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It was covered. It used to be the first fog of the year indicated we had 90 days still winter, not so much anymore. I know that's right. There's not much anymore you can depend on when it comes to the weather or any of these patterns we're used to with it. It's crazy. You see, and that's the thing. I wasn't putting the tinfoil hat on until I started seeing all this about the fog everywhere else. Like, I thought the fog was weird when we saw it here. We only saw it for a day, maybe two, but it was bad one day, one morning, and it stuck around till like 10 or 11 in the morning, which is also weird. It's normally here for like an hour or two, early morning, by the time the light comes up, you maybe have an hour to see the fog and it's gone, right? No, it stuck around for hours after the sun came up. That alone, very weird. I remember thinking that was weird. I remember making the connection that the previous morning there were chemtrails all over the sky and now there's a heavy fog. That's the only connection that I made. However, in the past couple days, here I am scrolling through things, I'm seeing things like, and this is not just happening here, it's happening worse in other places in the world and in the US. That's pretty weird. I'm not even saying I understand it or I completely know what's going on, but I believe it's connected. Some of the worst videos I've seen are places like Florida and New Jersey. What did they have heavy happening there? That's right, the drones. And there was also videos people took with drones spraying things. Hmm. Pretty weird, right? So these are just some things that I've,
Okay, guys, let's talk about it.
noticed.
The fog. I have stayed off of TikTok for the past few days just for the holidays and work. I work 12-hour shifts. I am a nurse.
Okay, look.
Since this fog arrived on
This guy.
Christmas Day, you got a sore throat, you started to feel lethargic, lost your appetite, felt fluey, couldn't do anything, didn't have any energy, sweats, couldn't sleep. There's nothing natural about it for me, people. They're doing this on purpose. Whatever's in that fog is making us sick.
Yep.
And I know it's hard for people to get their heads around that they're actually doing to us.
All right. If you haven't been paying attention, if I'm just in the background for you or something, totally cool. But I'm gonna need you to wake up and pay attention to this part coming up. He mentioned something that is still a big thing that got destroyed. That was literally part of our history. That happened at a very weird time that we suddenly don't talk about anymore. That more people need to be talking about. Listen.
Again, go and research the Georgia Guidestones. Go and research what they want for humanity. Keep us in balance.
Do y'all really know what was on them guidestones? If not, I'm gonna need you to look it up.
With nature.
This is not a
500
conspiracy
million.
theory.
So they've
This
got a
is
big
fake.
task on their hands if they want this done by 2030. So think about it. Changes in the weather, things they're sticking in us, things they're putting in the food. And past caring what the Karens think. The amount of people in the comment section who say, "Oh, it's just winter, it's always like that. We always have fog." So this is far from natural. This isn't water. This isn't normal fog. So let me know in the comment section if this fog has actually made you sick.
Because that's what people are saying. That's the second part of this, is that a lot of people are saying that they're getting really sick from this fog. Now, I also mentioned in the beginning of the video, I have been feeling icky since about Christmas ish. Could have been a day before, could have been a day after, right? I have been feeling blech. I have talked about how my allergies are acting up and I have to take medicine for it just about every stream that I'm done because I'm snivelly and I'm coughing and I'm acting a fool. And I want to apologize because I know that's annoying, right? My kids have had to have allergy medicine every day for 3 days, and I don't give them any kind of medicine lightly. They need to have a reason to take medicine for me to give them medicine, right? I just do not. I just don't get it. Okay, we just don't get it. Oh, and not to mention, have y'all seen this weird commercial for this next pandemic? Have we heard about this? Let me see if I can find that. Hold on.
With the state in the grips of another COVID wave, South Australians, with even a sniffle, are being warned to stay home this Christmas.
It feels like we've just gone through that.
I'm looking for
With
the
the
video.
state in the grips of another COVID wave, South Australians, with even a sniffle, are being warned to stay home this Christmas.
How's anything?
It feels like we've
Okay,
just gone.
look here.
There's a new COVID variant.
It's not COVID.
If we go through a
global pandemic is here. It's not what you think, and it is one you can do something about right now. A year ago, I posted this tweet. The next pandemic is already here. Many
Amen.
issues.
a person in Louisiana. There is a new. You used to have one. If you
They said a fucking drone flew over his house the other night.
Yeah, people have been saying.
if we go through a second pandemic.
Bạn có bao giờ nghĩ rằng đại dịch tiếp theo có
Here it is. Hold on, hold on. That's weird. Yeah, I know. That's why terrifying. Okay. Am I back, y'all? Let me know if I'm back. I think I'm back. Now that's weird. Isn't that weird? The second time the stream's been interrupted when I'm trying to look at something. One could say that's weird. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate
If we
you.
go through a second and
I'm like, what is
break
happening? Okay. Yeah, it scares me for my kids. It's literally terrifying. Remember this post 2 years from now. Sears, severe epidemic in Virus respiratory system. That's a catastrophic contagion. It has been predicted, just like COVID was predicted, right, by the WHO and the people that meet up from all over the world who shall not be named. You already know what I'm talking about. Is this all it's gonna do? Yeah, that's all it's gonna do. Okay. Oh yeah, The Simpsons. We already know. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yay, TikTok. Yep. That's what we need to be worried about right there. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too. Have we heard of the fact that one of the major, yeah, yeah, with the crypto, have we heard about the fact that the grandfather of AI has just quit Google? Hold on. This is exactly why I like to do the streams where I can share my screen so I can show y'all this stuff, right? Here we go.
One of those things where there's no way that people weren't going to explore it. The issue is now that we've discovered it works better than we expected a few years ago. What do we do to mitigate the long-term risks of things more intelligent than us taking control?
Let's talk about those risks because you said that you're worried about bad actors. What worries you the most about what could be used with this technology?
So there's a lot of things that a lot of other people have talked about to do with being able to produce lots of text automatically, so you can get lots of very effective spam bots. It'll allow authoritarian leaders to manipulate their electorates, things like that.
Imagine that.
I'm not really talking about those. There's another particular thing I want to talk about, which is the existential risk of what happens when these things get more intelligent than us.
Which they will.
Quite recently, I come to the conclusion that the kind of intelligence we're developing is very different from the intelligence we have. We're biological systems, and these are digital systems.
Preach.
And the big difference is that with digital systems, you have many copies of the same set of weights, the same model of the world.
We do.
And all these copies can learn separately, but share their knowledge instantly. So it's as if you had 10,000 people, and whenever one person learned something, everybody automatically knew it. And that's how these chatbots can know so much more than any one person.
Amen.
Does humanity know what it's doing? No.
I think we're moving into a period when, for the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
You believe they are intelligent?
Yes.
This man is considered the godfather of AI.
Have experiences of their own.
Jeffrey
and can make decisions
Hinton.
based on those experiences.
In the same sense as people do, yes.
Are they conscious?
I think they probably don't have much self-awareness at present. So in that sense, I don't think they're conscious.
Will they have self-awareness?
Yes.
Consciousness?
I think they will.
Oh yes.
And so human beings
Did you hear that?
will be
Not yet.
the second most
yes.
intelligent beings on the planet.
Yeah.
And then what will happen, right? This is what everybody's been warning about. This is like a iRobot type situation that's coming to fruition. this is exactly what everyone warned us about when creating AI. And see, here's the thing. Have you ever seen the movie Lucy? Okay? Because this is the thing that's scary about it. These AIs, once they're connected to the open internet, which they are, there are several. I mean, even the Google AI that you can talk to, I forget its name, but that one. Once they're connected to the open internet, not only can they get any information they'd like that's on the internet, but they could remotely connect to things, anything from your home security system to your baby monitor to your smart car, right? That's pretty weird.
Does humanity know what it's doing?
And it just blows my mind that nobody's really talking about this, right? Nobody's talking about the plane crashes. Why are we not talking about the plane crashes?
Leading air safety expert has blamed the almost criminal concrete wall at the end of the Muan International Airport runway for the
A survivor of Azerbaijan Airlines flight J28243 took this video before it crashed. Then went down near the city of Aktau in Kazakhstan, killing 38 on board. Survivor.
South
We have
Korea.
breaking news.
Here we go. This guy.
7 plane crashes in December. Are
Seven.
y'all still
I thought it was
flying,
6.
or are you just
7.
gonna take a break and see what happens? Because I'm just saying, 7 plane crashes in December. Now this is across the world. You know, you got the Azerbaijan or whatever it's called, that country. The plane was kind of shot down by the Russian defense systems. Then you have the South
Good
Korea
morning, everybody.
one
Hope
that
you are all doing well today.
suffered some engine
We got our
failure, but
tinfoil hats
the
on
cause
heavy
of the
today.
crash was most likely them not putting the landing gear down or landing gear failure. 179 people died in that crash, only 2 survivors. Of course, then you had the Halifax crash that just happened last night. This is Air Canada plane where
Did we hear
they
about this?
suffered landing gear issues and a wing scraped the ground, causing a fire. Luckily, no one was hurt. You had a couple private planes that crashed. There's a lot going on with
Sure
aviation. I think Orville
sure
and Wilbur are, turning over in their graves
I know
currently.
that's right.
What the hell's going on?
And
here?
Earhart.
What is going
Don't
on?
forget her.
Also, haven't really heard a lot about those drones lately. Why is that? Huh.
Yep.
I
Just
don't
went
know.
away.
Just some things to think about as you go through your Monday.
Yep.
Have a
Tuesday
great
now.
day. Don't forget, be nice to someone today.
Do that. Let's do more of
We have
that.
breaking news as we come on the air this morning. A plane crash in South Korea has taken the lives
There's
of
one.
103
plane crashes on December 29th. 3 in one day. And let's not forget that
Now, how
there was one
crazy.
on Christmas Day, which people believe was taken down intentionally by Russia.
That's been
And
confirmed.
there was one on the 18th and the 22nd of December. But on December 29th, 3 planes went down. In South Korea, Jeju Air Flight 2216, a Boeing, crashed in the Muan International Airport and burst into flames. 179 people out of 181 on board. And then there was Air Canada Express Flight 2259. It made a crash landing in Halifax Stanfield International Airport, and it skidded along the runway, and part of the plane caught fire, just like in the other one. Skidded on the
Interesting.
runway and caught fire. 73 passengers and crew on board. They all survived with minor injuries. And KLM Flight 1204, Boeing, the same exact model as the one in South Korea, made
Interesting.
an emergency landing in Oslo
Very
after
interesting.
experiencing hydraulic
I mean, I'm just saying,
failure.
we've known
The
about these Boeings
planes
forever. I don't know
skidded on
how
the
every single one
runway.
of them hasn't
All
been recalled, but
182 occupants were evacuated safely. I just want to know, what in the Twilight Zone lost bullshit fuckery is this?
amen.
3 plane crashes on December 20th.
Yep, yep, that. And I'm really curious. Hit me in the comments. Let me know. I know you probably just had me on in the background while you're going about your morning. I'm on earlier than normal. Let me know. Have y'all heard about this? Have you heard about all these plane crashes? Have y'all heard about this weird fog situation? Have y'all heard anything about the drones lately? And I haven't. What have y'all been hearing about, especially any of you who pay any attention to the mainstream media? Have you heard about any of this in the media at all? And if you have, has it been put your tinfoil hats on because you're crazy, like they like to do? Is that what they've been doing? Like this one guy we just saw on TikTok? Now, you might be wondering, well, Leah, if this is to go, everybody needs to just go ahead and sponsor me. Okay, that's what they need to do because I give everybody free promotion. I know you might be thinking to yourself, well, Leah, if you don't watch any mainstream media, how in the world do you get your news? I mean, there's a couple of ways, but where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where did it go? Hello? Have you somehow, listen, look here. If you have not downloaded, I'm going to be so upset. Now, how in the bull effery? Oh, we gonna have to remove stuff. Lord have mercy, I'm running out of space. Can't get rid of that one. I can't get rid of that one. I can get rid of that one though. And yep, there we go. Do it. Do it. Straight arrow dudes. How did you sponsor me? Okay. Okay. I know I'm not anybody, but here I go giving you all kinds of free promotion. What are you? Listen here. Always got to get rid of one more. Always. Okay, and go ahead and get rid of that one. And ground news is another great one. The reason I like these so much in particular is because they will show, Straight Arrow is really great about it. They will show not only the news stories, but they will also show you the biases that are held by the people that are reporting it, right? So it'll be like, here's a news story. It was reported on by the left by these organizations, but they're related to these organizations, and then it'll say it was also reported by the right by these organizations, but they're affiliated with those organizations. See, so it kind of gives you more than just the news. Straight Arrow News is what I'm talking about. I don't like pay for my subscription like a lot of the big fellers, but yeah. So there's like the blind spot and all this other stuff that you can get that is like really great, and I don't even do all that. I just do the normal thing. Here we go. Okay. Let's see what else we've not been hearing about. Oh dear Lord. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blah blah blah. My phone is just not. Hello. Now my phone's acting all buggy. Maybe I need to update it. Okay, look, I'm not worried about that. Here's the point. Weird stuff has been happening. Okay.
Just happened with your phone.
No, it's a. That's my stream. So you about to see this. Maybe. It's everything's going super super slow though, and how weird it was working perfectly fine this morning. Let me put my tinfoil hat on. So yeah, hit me in the comments, guys, and let me know. Um, let me know what we've been hearing about. You know what we've been seeing on the news. What we know. Here we go. Fog in at least. Am I still on here? Let me know. Justin, are you still with me? I know people just have me on in the background. I'm not mad at that. What was the other one? Was it Brazil? I think it was Brazil.
Look at all the shit above it.
I know, it's crazy. Y'all what? Okay, baby, give me just 1 second. Some muffins. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right, hold on. Excuse you. I like to see stuff like this. Little design stuff. Ooh. Oh yeah, and have y'all seen this daggum? Some of y'all saw it on my stream the other day. This guy, this monster that he caught in North Carolina. They're thinking it was Bigfoot, maybe.
This thing?
Yeah, the one you're watching.
Just go ahead and shoot it. I'd have done shot the son bitch. I'm not
Well, it's illegal to shoot a drone. Not that I'm saying
That's
they
not a
shouldn't.
fucking
But...
drone.
Oh, the monster. Yeah.
It's either a really big fucking gorilla.
I already fed you. I don't know what you want from me.
And they did have all them monkey research
I'm
facilities
good. I'm
that
good.
just got
All right.
out over there a while back. Saw that.
No. Oh, okay. Hold on. I get you. Hold on. I hear you. What else do we? What else do we know? I need to do like a little thing on Canva because I'm telling you what, I absolutely adore Canva. It is the app that I use for basically everything. It's absolutely fantastic. I use it to design anything from cute little slides. I need to post more of them. It would be a great way to video edit, to make a short. Great for business cards, graphics. I do Cricut crafting. Will you give me 2 seconds? It's not like I'm doing something.
Can't walk and talk at the same time?
No, and if I add chewing gum, it'll be a real clusterfuck. Start with me.
It's pretty bad how wire houses smoke cigarettes.
Well,
drink beer all the same fucking time.
well, that's pretty bad. You're right. You're correct. That's pretty bad. I agree. Dangerous. Sounds very dangerous.
But I'm that fucking good.
So you think?
Hey, I ain't never had a house I fucking worked on catch on fire or nothing in 20 years. The whole time I've been doing this shit.
Muri in the background, like ha ha ha. Yeah, he really thinks he's hot shit. Here, dear. Here, allergies. Hot like a neutral. That's an electrician joke for you right there.
I mean, if you go into some old house where they're wiring it the old way,
yeah, I know that's
how to
right.
troubleshoot that shit.
I know that's right, Justin.
The wiring
Preach.
is totally different now than what it used to be 50 years ago. Especially knobbing too.
All right, let me reposition my little mic here. Hopefully this is still good. Everything is different. Everything than it was 50 years ago. We are not surprised. Oh, I was going to put more water in here and then I forgot. Make me another cup of coffee. I barely got my first cup of coffee drank before I came on here because I'm like, what is really going on around here? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This crazy fog situation has really got me messed up. And it's like the guy, oh, I can't remember his name. He talks about like conspiracies. He used to work for the CIA. He tries to teach us how to spot a lie, etc. That guy, Chase Hughes, maybe it might be Chase Hughes, but he teaches us that when there's a big push no matter what side it comes from, where you see multiple people trying to discredit an idea or fact or whatever it is, when you see a large attempt at making people seem crazy, conspiratorial, etc., usually these people are onto something. Because why else would you bother, right? Oh. And I know I cheated down too. I sure would. Hypothetically. I'm not your boss, so.
Ain't nobody my boss.
I mean. Now I done forgot what I was going to put on my next point. You distracted me. Mm-hmm.
Gosh, might still be like crap. Speaking of business. Hell, I'll go wire that damn house myself today. Shit.
Here we go. Interesting. Amen. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Miri knows what the heck he's talking about. If everybody is talking about it, there's a reason, and it's probably not just because it's news. Because the real things people are talking about, or the real things that are happening, people aren't usually talking about. That's something that we can see across the board with both sides of the news, with any agenda from people that do the news, is they don't want to cover anything that really matters. So if they're covering it, like every time these people have brought up drones in chats and stuff, what have I said? Do you mean the distractions? That's literally what I've said anytime they brought it up. Because as soon as the mainstream media started reporting on it, I said, oh no, this is not for real. This is not something we need to be worried about. And then on top of it, they want to report about the drones, but they are not reporting on the plasmoids. What's up with that? Now, you want to talk about something you should be concerned about? That we can talk about. Why don't we talk about how some people zoomed in on these plasmoids and they look like how a biblical angel is described, very similar to a star. I mean, I feel like there's a lot happening right under our nose. And here's the thing, I think it all harkens back to the real issue, which is, in my opinion, the main issue, the only issue that we should really be concerned about, which is this very obvious battle between good, bad, light, dark, good, evil, however you want to look at it. Something is very obviously happening in our world, beyond our normal, oh, pardon me, beyond our normal comprehension, beyond our normal explanation, right? And yes, meow meow, meow meow. And I think it's worth looking into when people are just ignoring it. If anything, that's where we should start, right? I gotta get all my caffeine in. Get me a goody powder. What, baby? What? What's up, baby? What? Why are we whining? Okay, go tell daddy. Daddy, she's got the potty. Go tell daddy. Go, go. No, go to my potty. Go to my potty. It's okay. Go to my potty. No, you're not. No, you're not. Trump said the military knows. Amen. But he wouldn't go into detail what they were doing. Yep. All over country. But our leaders are not telling us everything. Amen. And when have they ever? Come on, Serenity. Let's go. Let's go. You are a big girl. Move your butt. Come on. And there's been a lot said about Trump lately. A lot of his even biggest supporters have been on about, are we being played? This is weird. He's going back on this and that. I don't think that's the case at all. I think everybody needs to pay very close attention to what happens in this next month or so. I think all will be revealed in good time. And I think, there really is a disclosure coming, maybe bigger than we can even imagine. You just go and tinkle, baby. Okay, I'll put this right here for you when you're done, okay? There you go. You're such a big girl. Good job. You better move your butt. But yeah, I do. I think we're going to find some things out because here's the thing, right? Pardon me. A lot of people thought his first term, Trump just didn't do a whole bunch of stuff, when the reality is he was listening to all the people that told him, you can't do it that way. This person won't work. That person won't work. Blah, blah, blah. Like, you got to do it this way. You got to do it the way they've always done it. Right? He listened to all those people. That's why he didn't get anything accomplished. No, it is still not Mama. Oh, these kids, I swear. I'm looking for muffins, buddy. I'm looking. I thought we had some more, but we may only have this muffins. Oh, what's that? No. Wait. I only see these, but listen. I know I got some fresh fruit down here too.
Oh, your teeth is perfect.
Well, yeah, but we only have one, buddy. How about yeah. Well, look, we're gonna have to talk to Sissy, okay? Because you guys can share them, but I don't want to give you one and not the other. I also love our country, but I also agree they're not telling us everything. That's base level truth at this point. That's another one of those where it's like, if you don't see that you're being lied to, you are part of the problem. Sissy, do you want to share Christmas muffins or do you want a Danish? Okay, then you can each have two. That's fine. No, there's only one bag, which means you get your thumb out of your mouth. Be a big boy. Thank you. There you are. You're welcome. Oh man, kids are a trip. But yeah, they're definitely not telling us everything. Definitely not. All right. I'm drinking my other cup of coffee. I normally have two to really wake up. Get all that caffeine pumping through my veins. Got to get a bunch done today, so I'm trying to get ready. Stay ready, so we ain't got to get ready. All right. And they did my little poll last night too. I made a poll last night asking about the kind of content we want to see. Do we want more creative content? Let me go like this. No, how do I?